We'll get into our hip joints a little bit here, but I want you to notice how moving any part of your leg is going to impact the hip joint. So let's think about our feet first. Can you turn your feet out to the outside edges of your mat? Feel how your glutes, so the side of the bum, the glute med and min, might start to fire up doing that. Then point the toes back up to the sky and point the toes in towards each other. Point them back up to the sky, then out to the sides. One more time, up to the sky and back in the middle. Now I want you to think about your hip joint. That's so our thigh has this big bone, the femur. It inserts into a little ball and socket joint in your pelvis. So as you move your feet, maybe you close your eyes. Can you picture this ball and socket joint? It's just rotating, rotating, rotating as you point the toes out. Yeah. Now point the toes back up to the ceiling and then in towards each other. Nice. Relax the feet, relax the legs. Plant both feet on the earth. We'll do the same thing, but this time we're going to think about moving the knees. Knees start to open out towards the edges of your mat. The feet can stay wide or they can wiggle in a little closer to each other for more of a cobbler's pose. Can you pause here? We're sitting in what's called external hip rotation. Big breath in. As you exhale, can you think about pressing your knees down towards the earth? Maybe nothing moves, but do you feel the hip inside the thigh on each side start to stretch a little bit more? Keep pushing the knees down for 3, 2, 1, and then relax that effort. My glutes just softened a little bit. I sunk into the shape a little more. Nice and slow. Start to point the knees up to the sky. And we'll move into that external rotation one more time. Big breath in. Exhale, let the knees start to fall out to the edges of your mat. If this feels really uncomfortable, you can wiggle your feet forward a little more so the angle of the bend at the knee isn't quite as intense. Deep breath in. Exhale, press your knees down towards the earth. Feel that intensifying of stretch for 3, 2, and 1. Start to point the knees back up to the sky. And we'll start to walk the feet out to the edges of your mat. If you'd like, you can come out a teeny bit wider. Know that you can adjust the position of the feet at any point. We just played with external rotation. Now we'll focus on internal rotation. Push into your feet. Let your hips be heavy. And then press your knees in towards each other. They just kind of tumble in until they touch. And if they don't touch, that's okay too. Can you push into the pinky toe sides of your feet? Then push your thighs together or knees towards each other. Can you feel maybe a firing up of the inner thighs and a stretch on the outside of the thighs? And then relax all that effort. Whew. Point the knees back up to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, let the knees sweep towards each other. Option to stay and hang out right here. This is called constructive rest pose. Or you could fire up that muscle engagement one more time. Big breath in. Exhale, push the inner thighs together or towards each other. Feel that effort for 3, 2, and then relax that effort. Leave everything where it is. Maybe you have room to walk your feet out an inch wider. Maybe they come off your mat. And notice, does the pinky toes really pull away? Can you push the pinky toe side of each foot down? Can you relax through the hip joint? And let the knees just soften inward here. Big breath in. And exhale, we'll start to walk the feet in closer. Let's play with that movement at the hip joint one more time. Let the knees fall out wide. Deep breath in. Exhale, sweep them in towards each other, knees tap. 2 more times. Inhale, pull the knees out wide. Exhale, they draw in, tap towards each other. Follow your own breath if it doesn't match my pace. Inhale, knees fall out wide. Exhale, maybe they tap in towards each other. Yeah, nice. And then relax. Notice how the hip joints feel. Let the knees sway a little, wiggle a little bit from one hip to the other. Just notice if movement feels maybe a little easier. Or maybe not. Coming back to center. This time we'll bend the knees in towards the chest and then open them out a little wider. So I'm pulling them to either sides of my rib cage. I'm going to show you a few options for our happy baby. If you know this pose and want to head right into it, go for it. A few options. Option one, you might grab onto the front of the shins and give them a little squeeze in, or the back of the thighs and give them a little squeeze in. If that feels okay, you might start to lengthen your feet to the ceiling. So my feet are pointing up, my thighs are coming in close to the torso, but wide. You can keep holding on to the back of the thighs, or you can take the hands up for the arches of your feet. Some people like the inside arch, some people like the outside arch. There's no right way to do it. What feels good? This is an opening through our hips, especially if we think about pulling the knees outside the rib cage. This is also a nice compression pose for your low back and a little bit of a massage for your low back. If you'd like, can you push feet up into hands and pull down with your hands? Feel your chest muscles, your shoulder muscles turn on. Feel the inner thighs, the inner hips give you some feedback. Keep pushing up with the feet, pulling down with the hands for 3, 2, and relax that effort. Whew. Stay, or my favorite, rock a little side to side. My mom knows if you ever go camping with us, me and my brother will come on our little picnic blanket and we'll do this and then we'll go wah, wah, because it's happy baby. And it's pretty annoying. So, you know, we figured we would grow out of it, but no, here we are. Option to keep rolling. If you'd like, you might start to lengthen the legs a little bit more. And if holding onto the feet and lengthening the legs doesn't work, hold on to the back of the thighs. You can roll here. This is getting into our hamstrings as well. And then coming back to center. Bending the knees a little bit. Options. You can hold on to the back of your thighs, or you can reach up for the arch of the feet. We're going to do something that's a little bit challenging, but I think it's super fun. You can watch me first, and then maybe you'll give it a shot. Holding on to the thighs or the feet, I'm going to tuck my chin and start to rock up and down my spine. Ooh, super weird. You can see I'm not rocking super far, but maybe as you build some momentum, you can roll up and find this little straddle. You can see I did it holding onto the back of my thighs. I knew it wasn't going to work holding onto my feet. Nice. Okay, let's hold here. Engage the core. Deep breath in. Option, if you'd like, roll all the way back. Whee! Roll all the way up again. Whee! Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, cat. Sorry, I kicked him. Let's come down to a seated position. Crossing the legs, legs out long in front, legs out to the side, whatever feels comfortable. Might grab some water, which I'm going to do. And give yourself a moment just to notice how the glutes, how the hips feel sitting in this position. If you'd like, close your eyes down. Take a moment to drop into breath again. Are you breathing all the way down to the belly? We often forget if we're not actively thinking about it, and that's okay. But if you'd like, inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, big, big breath in. And then big sigh out. Hands through heart center. Yeah, nice work.